Hi, this is Scott Blaze, and today we are going to talk about something that is often overlooked until it's too late: emergency funds. Most people don't realize how critical they are until life throws an unexpected challenge their way. The reality is it's not a matter of if emergencies will happen, it's a matter of when. An emergency fund is not just a financial cushion, it's a lifeline that can mean the difference between stability and chaos when things go wrong. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and your car refuses to start. You take it to the mechanic and find out you need a repair that costs $1,200. Or picture this. Your company suddenly announces layoffs and your position is cut. Without a backup, that first day of unemployment isn't just stressful. It's terrifying. These are not rare scenarios. They're part of the unpredictability of life. Having an emergency fund is what turns those moments from devastating to manageable. But what exactly is an emergency fund? Simply put, it's money you set aside specifically to cover unexpected expenses or financial setbacks. It's not your vacation savings. It's not your new car fund. This is a separate, sacred account designed to keep you afloat when the ground beneath you shifts. And here's the truth. An emergency fund is not about being paranoid. It's about being prepared. It's not about expecting the worst. It's about giving yourself the ability to handle life with confidence when the unexpected arrives. Why does it matter so much? Because financial stress is one of the most common causes of anxiety, relationship strain, and even health problems. When you don't have a buffer, every bump in the road feels like a mountain. But when you know you have a safety net, you can breathe, think clearly, and make better decisions. Money doesn't solve every problem, but having an emergency fund gives you the space to solve problems without panic taking over. So how much do you actually need in your emergency fund? This is where most people either overestimate or underestimate. The general rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That means if your basic monthly expenses, rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, total $2,000, you're looking at building a fund between $6,000 and $12,000. But here's the key. Don't let that number scare you. You don't have to build it overnight. What matters is that you start. Even $500 can make a huge difference when an unexpected bill comes your way. Let's talk about building it step by step. First, open a separate savings account dedicated solely to emergencies. Keep it out of sight, out of mind, so you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Second, automate your savings. Even if it's just $50 or $100 a month, consistency is what turns small contributions into life-saving funds over time. Third, define what qualifies as an emergency. This is crucial. A new TV on sale? Not an emergency. A broken water heater in the middle of winter? That's an emergency. Having clear rules protects the purpose of the fund and keeps it from being drained for the wrong reasons. Now, there's an emotional side to this conversation too. Building an emergency fund isn't just about dollars. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that when life hits you, you won't have to scramble, borrow, or sink into debt. It's one of the most empowering financial moves you can make because it shifts you from being reactive to proactive. As you start to build, you might wonder, what if I can't save 3 to 6 months right now? That's okay. Start where you are. The first milestone can be as simple as $1,000. That amount alone can cover most small emergencies without you having to rely on credit cards or loans. Once you hit that, aim for 1 month's worth of expenses, then slowly stretch toward the 3-month mark. Progress is the goal, not perfection. There's also a psychological benefit to hitting these milestones. Every dollar you add to your emergency fund reduces your vulnerability and increases your sense of control. Financial resilience isn't built overnight, but with every contribution, you are buying yourself peace of mind and freedom from fear. It's the kind of security that can't be measured just in numbers because it affects every part of your life. Think of your emergency fund as the foundation of your financial house. You wouldn't build a home on shifting sand. You need something solid under you. Before investing, before chasing high returns, before upgrading your lifestyle, you need that safety net. Without it, even small financial shocks can topple everything you've worked hard to build. Now, here's where many people struggle. Discipline. It's easy to save when nothing is demanding that money. But when temptation comes, when you see something you want, or when another bill arrives, the urge to dip into that fund is strong. That's why setting clear rules up front is non-negotiable. This account is not for vacations, not for gadgets, not for impulse decisions. It exists for one purpose: to catch you when life blindsides you. Before we go deeper, I want to pause and ask something important. If you're finding this conversation valuable, if it's opening your eyes to the power of financial preparedness, take a moment to like this podcast, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support helps us keep bringing you practical strategies to build a stronger, more secure future. Let's get back into it. Beyond the numbers, an emergency fund is a statement. It says, "I value my future self enough to prepare today." It's an act of self-respect. You are choosing to create stability for yourself and for the people who depend on you. It's not just about avoiding disaster. It's about creating a life where fear doesn't dictate your choices. What about where to keep it? Accessibility matters. You want it separate from your daily spending, but not locked away in a way that takes days to access. A high-yield savings account is a great choice because it keeps your money safe, earns a little interest, and can be accessed quickly when needed. Avoid putting it in stocks or investments that can fluctuate. The purpose of this fund is security, not growth. Some people ask, should I pay off debt first or build an emergency fund? The answer often depends on your situation. If you have high-interest debt, you can start with a small starter fund while aggressively paying down debt, but never skip the fund entirely. Without one, you risk falling deeper into debt when life throws you an emergency you can't avoid. Here's something powerful to remember. An emergency fund is not just financial, it's emotional insurance. It gives you the ability to sleep at night knowing you can handle a crisis. It gives you confidence to make bold decisions because you're not living paycheck to paycheck in fear of what might happen tomorrow. It's not just a pile of cash, it's a mindset shift from surviving to thriving. And when you finally reach your target, whether that's 3 months or 6, you'll feel something profound. It's not pride in the money itself, it's the security it represents. You'll stand taller, breathe easier, and know you've given yourself a gift that no one can take away. The ability to weather storms without losing yourself in panic. So, start today. open the account, move that first $50 or $100. Commit to protecting it. This is not just about building a fund. It's about building a future where you are prepared, resilient, and free from the fear of the unknown. Your emergency fund isn't just money. It's your shield. It's your safety. It's your strength when life tests you the most. One last thing to remember is that emergencies don't send invitations. They arrive unannounced at the worst possible times. And when they do, you'll either face them with panic or with preparation. An emergency fund is you choosing the second path. It's a quiet form of strength, one that doesn't show off, but proves itself in the hardest moments of life. Think about the people you love. An emergency fund isn't just for you. It's for them too. It's the difference between being able to say, "We're okay, we've got this," versus scrambling and sacrificing your peace. It's a way of protecting not just your finances, but the emotional stability of your home and relationships. There's also a freedom that comes with knowing you are not at the mercy of every unexpected expense. You can handle the flat tire, the broken appliance, the medical bill, without it destroying your plans or putting you in debt. That freedom is worth every dollar you set aside because it allows you to live life with less fear and more confidence. And here's a truth many overlook. Building an emergency fund teaches discipline that spills over into every other area of your finances. It trains you to prioritize long-term security over short-term gratification. It helps you create boundaries with your money, and that skill becomes the foundation for building wealth and achieving financial independence later on. If you've been listening and thinking, "I'll start someday," make today that day. Open that account. Set up that automatic transfer. Even if it's a small beginning, it's a beginning that your future self will thank you for. Every journey to financial security starts with one intentional step, and this is one of the most important ones you can take. In the end, why do emergency funds matter so much? Because life is unpredictable, but your stability doesn't have to be. When you prepare for the unknown, you take back control. You tell yourself and the world, "I am ready, I am steady, and I can handle whatever comes my way."